Sonic X. What can I say? It's most definitely Sonic's most controversial cartoon. There are those who love it, those who hate it, and then there are people like me who think it's just, it's okay. I don't really have strong opinions about the first two seasons, it's just kind of meh. However, I have to admit there were a couple good things in this anime, and it was definitely starting to find its footing by season 3. Unfortunately for the fans of Sonic X, this was when it was cancelled. Although I would hardly call it a cliffhanger ending, it was definitely hinting at more to come. So, what if more of Sonic X was made? What if Sonic X got a 4th season? Now, before I even get started, I feel I should set some ground rules. Unlike a lot of the radical redirections I've done so far, this is about a TV show rather than a movie, which, unlike a movie, a TV show has to spread things out across a series of episodes. In Sonic X's case, about 52 episodes, and I am not going to direct every single individual episode, especially considering Sonic X tends to have a lot of filler. So to rectify this issue, I'm going to be focusing mainly on the major events, and this will also be more of just a rough outline, something to give you an idea of what could have been. Oh, and one more rule, no Chris Thorndike. And trust me, this isn't because everyone practically universally agrees that Chris Thorndike is a cancer on this show. No. It's because, looking at it purely from the character, his story arc has ended. At the end of Season 3, Chris is given a choice whether he wants to stay on Sonic's world or if he wants to return back to his life on Earth. Ultimately, Chris put all this talking hedgehog nonsense behind him and decided to live his life. To bring him back would just mess with that ending. Again, I don't give a crap about Chris Thorndike, but just looking at it from the character, it would be a bad decision to bring him back. At best, maybe the characters would reference him, but beyond that, no unnecessary human characters, particularly Chris, will be in this series. So without further ado, let's get started. This new season starts with a wide shot of a Mobian city, when suddenly a blue streak speeds by. Further into the city, we see Amy Rose doing a bit of shopping, but as the blue blur races by, Amy suddenly drops everything to go see her hero. It's quickly established that it's been a while since the two have seen each other, with Sonic out adventuring, and Amy is overjoyed to see her hero. But as she turns a corner, she sees something unexpected. She sees a blue hedgehog, but it's most definitely not her Sonic. As the camera pans out, the mysterious figure is revealed to be Metal Sonic, making his debut in Sonic X. As a side note, if the tie-in comics to Sonic X by Archie Comics is to be believed, Metal Sonic never existed in the Sonic X continuity. When a Metal Sonic from the Prime Zone appears in the Sonic X universe, Eggman is quite surprised to see a robot Sonic appear in his lair, implying that he's never even built a single version of Metal Sonic. I'd like to think that Eggman in Sonic X was inspired by the handiwork of his other dimension counterpart, and as such has been working on his own Metal Sonic. However, the project has been pushed back several times due to other events having to do with the Redirection. However, the Mad Doctor has finally completed his masterpiece and is ready to put it to work. Back in our story, Metal Sonic quickly charges at Amy Rose. She tries to defend herself with her Pico Pico hammer, but Metal Sonic quickly outclasses her. After knocking out Amy Rose, Metal Sonic grabs the pink hedgehog and flies off. From here, the plot of the first episode would split into 2 parts. The A plot would focus on Sonic and his friends trying to figure out what happened to Amy. For fun, let's include the Chaotix, maybe they would do some detective work. The B plot would set up Dr. Eggman's master plan for the first few episodes. By using Amy Rose as bait, the Mad Doctor planned to bring Sonic to Little Planet, an orbiting satellite that he had recently discovered, where he would be defeated by his Metal Sonic. Before the episode is through, the heroes figure out what Eggman is up to, and Sonic races to Little Planet to save Amy. From here, the first few episodes would be a loose adaptation of Sonic CD. If you want to include some of Sonic's friends, you can. In fact, that would probably be a good way to set them all up for later episodes. However, it could also work great as a Sonic solo adventure, which, trust me, considering how often Sonic was kept out of the action in Sonic X, he could use a solo adventure. Ultimately, the Sonic CD arc would end the way you would expect it to. Sonic defeats Metal Sonic and Eggman, saves Amy, and Metal Sonic is taken back to Eggman's base to be repaired for later appearances. After this, you could very easily fill in a couple time slots with a couple episodic adventures. It really doesn't matter what the plot of these episodes are, since, like I said, they're episodic, but I'll throw out a couple ideas now. Maybe we could have an episode where Amy reunites with the Flickies from Sonic Adventure. They've returned seeking help from Amy Rose, since Eggman has been kidnapping more Flickies to power his latest E-series, including E123 Omega. During her attempt to free the Flickies, Amy goes toe-to-toe with Omega, and although she puts up a good fight, Omega simply has the superior strength and power. During the pair's fight, the pink Flickie, known as Daisy, the one that once belonged to Gamma, flew inside of Omega to try and mess with his circuitry. The bird was seemingly successful, causing Omega to stall, giving Amy the chance to knock him down. Amy quickly frees the Flickies, but Eggman was predicting that someone would come after his power supply, and had already created the Chaos Drives to serve as their substitute. However, something in Omega seemed to change after that battle, as if a little bit of Gamma's consciousness lived within him. Other episodes could potentially focus on Sonic teaming up with some of his friends, particularly Tails. Maybe even there could be a two-parter episode loosely adapting the events of Sonic Advance 3, where Cream comes across Gemerald. For those unaware, Cream had a very close friendship with Emerald, Gemerald's predecessor, during Season 2 of Sonic X, so to see her come face-to-face with his replacement would be interesting. Who knows, maybe Gemerald could even become a guardian for Cream like he did in the games. Oh, and before anyone comments this, yes, their names are Emerald and Gemerald. I don't care if this is Sonic X, I will never call him ML and Gem-L. Okay, sorry, rant over. Let's get back to the main plot. At this point, Metal Sonic has been rebuilt and even upgraded into his Neo-Metal form. If you go back and watch the previous episodes, you could even see Metal Sonic subtly being rebuilt in the background whenever Dr. Eggman was seen. However, Metal Sonic is displeased with his master, seeing that Eggman is quite incompetent and that if Metal wants to achieve his goal of destroying Sonic, he needs to put matters into his own metallic hands. As such, Metal seals the Doctor away in his own holding cell, takes on Eggman's form, and then leads his empire as Metal Sonic prepares his master plan. Around this same point in the show, Shadow would return, still having his amnesia from Season 3. However, it is interesting to note that Eggman never seemed to recapture Shadow, so the Shadow androids likely don't exist. By one means or another, Shadow, Rouge, and Omega meet up and form Team Dark. From here, the season would adapt Sonic Heroes pretty faithfully, with each episode focusing on one or two teams in a certain zone, eventually leading to the confrontation with Neo-Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic becomes the Metal Overlord, and things play out more or less how you would expect. I hate to just gloss over what would likely be 10 episodes at least, but Hey, I think you all know how Sonic Heroes plays out. The next major events in Sonic X would be the return of Cosmo. Many people have theorized, including myself, that the seed from Sonic X would eventually grow into a new version of Cosmo, and the final credits does support this idea, since it marks the plant that we see at the end as Cosmo. I think it would be interesting seeing how the characters would react to Cosmo returning, since the Cosmo they knew is still dead. This is more of a rebirth. Think about it like if you take a piece of a tree and plant it into the ground, and that stick now grows into a tree. They're both very similar, but they're not the same tree. Apart from the psychological intrigue, I could also see a lot of cute moments between Tails and Cosmo. The two clearly had feelings for each other during Sonic X Season 3, so it would be interesting to see what they expand on in a potential Season 4. Going from one alien species to another, I think it would be interesting to bring the Black Arms into the mix. I imagine this story arc would focus mostly on Shadow the Hedgehog as he regains his memory and defeats the Black Arms. Not much I would change here, except maybe a bit more Team Dark action, please? Naturally, the last episode of this arc would end with Shadow remembering the troops of his past, becoming Super Shadow, and defeating Black Doom. However, after the Chaos Emeralds disband, it would lead to an epilogue episode, hinting at a potential Season 5. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles find the Chaos Emeralds deep within Angel Island, in a hidden palace, if you will, where they have become much larger and more powerful, becoming what we know as the Super Emeralds, showing to the crew that even after all this time, they've only began to tap into the true power of the Emeralds. This, of course, foreshadows the possible appearance of Hypersonic. Yeah, you know this random supersonic form for one of the Sonic X pilots? I'd like to think this could potentially be Hypersonic. I'm sure that wasn't their intention. But at the same time, seeing Hypersonic would be cool, and if he's all silver, you don't have to worry about people getting seizures. And that was my insanely long ramblings of what if Sonic X got a 4th season. Now, if this sounds all very poorly constructed and just rambly, that's the point. This was really just a group of bullet points that I had set up, and I wanted to just place a couple ideas that could have been interesting. I don't know if I would use them all. I mean, honestly, I feel like this would be a really crammed season, and it could probably be spread out into a potential Season 5, which we might cover at a later date. But, I don't know, I think this could have been really interesting, seeing some of these concepts brought to the screen. What do you guys think? How would you guys handle a Season 4 for Sonic X? And yes, I know a lot of you wanted me to adapt Sonic 06. If I do a Season 5, I'll probably do that. However, I thought it was more important to build off of the loose ends brought by Season 3, the Sonic Heroes foreshadowing, and the Shadow Amnesia story before we even touch on 06. So with all that said, I hope you have a good day.